What's up, y'all? It's your boy Romantz coming through with another episode of The World According to Romantz. Today I have on my glasses. This is what I look like behind the desk with a real, not, all I have to do is lose this shirt and put on a tie, and then that's what I'm supposed to look like. You know what I mean? The guy who graduated from college, not a guy who works in a factory. Anyway, today is the 1st of January. Happy New Year, everybody. I did a little bit of research on Janus, the Roman god of doorways and of new beginnings, okay? The two-headed Roman god that looks backward and forward. That's Janus. That's who the month of January is named after. And while doing my research for the show, I figured, you know what, why don't I just do all the months and the days of the week? What the hell? So I'm going to bring you that show today. So first off, the first month of the year is called Janus. Now, all of our months in the year come from a Roman calendar. It was an ancient Roman calendar. It was tweaked by Caesar later on. We still follow that calendar for the most part, and we definitely, our calendar that we use originated from it. So I'm going to be drawing from a lot of ancient Roman sources and some ancient Greek as well. So Janus is the first month. It's named after January. January is a double-headed, as I said, a double-headed god that looks both ways. Sometimes it's portrayed as a god and a goddess. Sometimes one of the heads that's looking back is portrayed as an old man, and the head looking forward is portrayed as a young man. All of those things have come down to us in small fashions, but not in major fashions. But January is named after the goddess Janus, and that is who I am hoping today looks after me. I need a new beginning, man. I need a new year. I can only take it one step at a time, one day at a time. But today I do feel good. Last night I was with friends. No matter how bad my world's crashing down around me, you know what? I'm still alive. I'm thankful to be alive. My kids are healthy. Fuck it. All right, go Janus. January. All right, so the next month of the year is, of course, February. Now, this one I didn't really know. I knew pretty much all of them in my head. But this one I did not know. February is named for a Roman festival that happens from February 13th to 15th called Februario. It's basically the same word, February. So anyway, that's that. And I don't know why that. I don't have the reason why that is also the shortest month. I think actually January and February were once one big, huge month. And we're going to get back to all the months, like the total months. Originally, there was only 10 Roman months, and we'll get to that in a minute. Now, the third month of the year is March. Now, March is named after the god Mars, the Roman god Mars, who was the god of war. And it is in March every year when somehow, I don't know why, like, Italy's not that freaking cold, but yet, like, you cannot move an army between like November and March. Like, you have to fighting has to stop every winter for whatever reason. But so in March, that's when you could go back to war. You could go march back off to war. And in republics like Rome and like America, going to war is very important because that's how republics make their money. They beat the shit out of their neighbors, steal everything, and then take it and call it their own. That's how republics work. God, I hate republics. March is the third month, named after Mars. April is, of course, the fourth month. Its origin of its meaning is unknown to us, but it does, the meaning, and the Romans called it Avril, A-V-R-I-L. The P got, that's something that Germano-Celts added on in the English language, but the Romans spelled it with a V, and Avril means to open, to blossom in Latin, which makes sense. Now, May and June are weird, okay? May, in Greek, Maya means midwife, and, one second. All right, Bona Dea is what the Romans called the goddess who they resided over this month, that only means the good goddess. It's not sure which god they're talking about, though. It's also believed that it might not be named after a goddess at all. It might be named after, like, all right, Maya, Mayores, Maiores, or majors, I and J are the same in Latin. So Mayores means is another word for senatus, which both mean old men or elders. Okay, Mayores, major, mayor. So May be the month of the elders, and then June, they believe it's possibly named after June, Iuniors. There's no J, the J and the I are the same in Latin, and June, junior is junior, it means younger. So maybe, perhaps May means elders, June means youngers, but it's also believed that June is named after Juno, who is the Roman equivalent of Hera, the wife of Jupiter / Zeus, who is the queen of the gods. We don't have any definites on that. It's just one of those things that passes into history as a we don't know. But June was also called Sextember. Funny name, but like as I said before, the Romans only had 10 months, so June would have been the 6th month, and the rest, or September would have been the 7th, October would have been the 8th, November would have been the 9th, and December would have been the 10th. Those are easy. Oct means 8, Nov means 9, Dece means 10, Sept means 7, and Sext means 6. But first, Julius Caesar came along and he invented his own calendar, and in that calendar he gave himself a month. And because he was so great and wonderful and emperor of the world and everything, I guess, when you get your own month, you're large, okay? Well, Julius Caesar was pretty large. I hate him for wiping out the Celtic people, but he did get a month named after him, and that month is named after Julius July. So, where July used to be the 7th month, it got bumped back to the 8th. But Julius Caesar had a successor. Yes, his grand nephew, whose name was Octavian Gaius Caesar, became the next emperor of Rome after Julius Caesar, and he became Augustus Caesar, and he too named a month after himself, and that month is August. August means exalted or deified or perfect or something like that in Roman sentimentality. So now September, which was the 7th month after June, now gets bumped up to the 9th month, and then that's where you get September, October, November, December. The rest is all explanatory. Now, the days of the week. All right, so you got Sunday. Sunday is plain and simple. It's named after the sun. In Greek and Latin, they had names that were something more like Solus Day, like the name after the deity who drove the chariot of the sun across the sky. But we just got the Anglo-Saxon word sun, which is what the Anglo-Saxons called the sun. All right, so and this is also the day of when Christians came along. They made it the holy day of the week, the day of Jesus. So Jesus is the Son of God. Sunday. All right, the second day of the week in almost all cultures, at least in Western civilization, was dedicated to the moon. And in most, if you go to Babylon, Monday was a moon day too. It just had the name of the deity. It's like that in Rome. It's like that in Greece. We call, they have words. It's something like Luna Day or something, Luna Dia or something like that in Latin. It's simply again, sun and moon are the Anglo-Saxon words for sun and moon. So somehow we simply got those names. So, and it's weird because the Anglo-Saxons lived in England. They got conquered by the Vikings, who dictate, the Vikings let the Monday and Sunday stay, but then they put the next 4 days, the Vikings said, no, we're going to use our God. So Tyr is the Roman goddess. I guess Tuesday is named after both after the god of war named Tyr, Tir. Um, and Woden, okay, Wednesday is Woden's Day or Wotan's Day. Most Germans called him Wotan. The northern Scandinavian Germans called him Odin, as you saw, and if you've ever seen any of the Thor movies, that's Thor's father. He is the father of the gods. Wednesday is his day. And then Thursday is the day of male virility, the day of Thor. Thor is a god of strength, of power, of male virility. You know him as a comic book character, most of you, but he actually is a Norse deity, not a Roman, not a Greek, not a Celtic, a Norse deity. These are Norse guys we're talking about. Thor, Odin, two, and now Friday is named after both Frigg and Frey. Frigga is Frey's wife, and they are the god and goddess of love. It's like that's like kind of like the Venus Day, and I think in Latin that was the name of Friday, was something like Venitiae or something like that. But in Anglo-Saxon, they had to accept their conquerors, the Vikings, what they called it, and the Vikings called it Friday or Freya's Day. And then finally, Saturday is one of the only one in our days of the week, the only one of the 7 that got to retain a Greco-Roman name. Saturn is the Roman god equivalent to the Greek Cronus. He is the god of time. He is an old man god. He is a god of wealth, and he is a god of excess. And a lot of, how many of us on Saturdays piss away all of our money and live it up like we're rock stars on Saturday? That's what Saturday is supposed to be all about, and that's what Saturn's all about. So anyway, I want you guys to have a happy new year, have a good start of the new year. This maybe will help get you through. Maybe you'll think a little bit more about yourself and your new beginnings in this year. I'm thinking about that today. I saw a good quote today, and I can't remember what the hell it was. It was something about all the change lies within me. To change the world, I have to look within myself. To change my own perception, I have to look within myself to see that perception. So that's what I'm trying to focus on today. Again, it's your boy Romantz, bringing you another world according to Romantz. Remember, don't sleep, because sleep is the cousin of death. Peace.